Hello and welcome to Physics Problems One by One.
So here is a problem. As always, read it, maybe once, maybe twice, and then pause the video and try to solve it yourself.
Today's continuation of my playlist about Math for Physics algebra. So I will be talking about system of more than two equations, particularly three equations. I just want you to emphasize the generic method of solving equations. Let's start with a very simple physical problems in physics. This is distance d, this is v0, this is v0, two bodies, and they meet somewhere here. This travels d1, this travels d2, and of course physics here is simple. We solve this problem. d1 equal v0t plus gt squared over 2. d2 for the second body going is v02 minus gt squared 2. We look on this, we see d1 unknown, d2 unknown, t unknown, v known, and g known. So 3 d1, d2, and v0, and we obviously need something else. We look on the picture and we have d1 plus d2 equal d, and we have three systems. And physics stops here, and this is mass. And how we do? We take d1, one of unknowns, and we put this d1, this formula, into this equation and into this equation. So we will reduce our system to two equations with two unknowns, because d1 will be disappearing. Everyone where there is d1, there would be those two things, and there is no d1. So we rewrite this as this, and this would be d2 equal v0t minus gt squared over 2. Fantastic. And you see, when I said I substituted here, there was simply no d1, so I simply rewrote it. Just rewrote it means substitute, but see, there is no d1 in this one. And then I put here v0t, right, plus gt squared over 2. And this I wrote d1 only, and I wrote it like this, plus d2 equals d. And I have two equations and two unknowns, d2 and t. And d1 is gone, there is no d1. So I reduce the system of three equations to two equations, and it's standard method that I want you to follow. And here I take d2, and it's already solved against d2, and I put it here. And so this equation becomes v0t as it is plus gt squared over 2. There is no o, and now there is d2, so I write plus v0t minus gt squared over 2 equals d. And I look, this is one equation, one unknown, and this unknown is time, and d2 is gone. Of course I could use this, right straight here, and d2, those two, and those two, and it would be, I could simultaneously reduce from 3 to 1, because it's so simple here. But I did it slowly, and to show you the method. Take d1, and it's already solved against d1. Put it here, no change because no d1, and put it here, and you have the system, and you solve one equation, and then you find out t from this equation. I will not be solving it here because it's one equation with one unknown. And then I will start putting it back. I will put it here. T would be known, I will know d2. Okay, I know d2, so, and t known, so I will put this here too. And I will know d1, and I know d1, d2, and t. So first I get rid of d1, then I get rid of d2, then I found t, and then I go back to those formulas. So pretty standard and nothing complicated here, but let's forget about, and there was not much physics, it was all math. Let's talk about something else. Let's I'll show you for you how you should practice yourself and how can you be fluent. And you have to be fluent because it will be very helpful in your math, in your basic skills of transformation mathematical equations. And it also would be, I show you the method how you can create unlimited number of systems to practice yourself. For example, just from the top of my head, I am writing something like this, and I don't know what yet to put here. I'll show you a little trick. So I inventing the system of 3 equations as I look. For example, those are the numbers from my head. And then this is a little trick that I will do. Let's do it as if the solutions of these equations would be this. So I want to do it, I want to put those such numbers, this is a trick, reverse. That's how I invent the system that I want to throw to you and show how to solve it, pretending that I don't know those answers. So I want to make it true, so I want to be that x would be 1 plus 2 multiplied by 2, because y is that, plus 3 multiplied by z multiplied by 3 equals 1 plus 4 plus 9 equal 14. And I put it here, 14. I know that those numbers satisfy this equation now. So that's very nice. Now let's put what should be here, so those 3 will satisfy this equation. I put 2, then I put x, then I put minus, right? And it will be 2 by 1, it would be 0. So it would be 0 here. So I know again that if I put all 3 here, it would be like that. Oh, very good. Let's say here I have 3x minus y, and I want to find what? 3x. So 3 multiplied by 1 minus 2, it would be 1. So it should be 1. And now I say, okay, this is the solution that I want you guys to solve, and I never show you this. But of course I know that those numbers will satisfy this, and will satisfy this. Because 3 minus, yeah. So now, how to solve this equation? There are many ways to solve these equations, but let's, for example, first we can get rid of anything we want. I just want, you can do it first, get rid of x from here and put it here. Get rid of x from here and put it here and here. Get rid of y from here, I just want, anything you want is possible. Like as example, let's get rid of y from here, from this equation. We will have y equal to x. Because we move y we change the sign, and we have y equal to x. Or we say minus y equal minus 2x. Remember, when I move, I add with different sign, and then I multiply by minus 1 equation, and when I multiply, this becomes this, right? So y equal to x, and then I put it in 2 remaining equations, right? So I start writing first equation, x is x, plus 2 multiplied by y, and y is 2x, plus 3z equals 14. And this is this, and notice there is no y here, it's gone. And now I write this, 3x, and instead of y, I type 2x equal 1, and now suddenly I have 2 equations, x and z. And no y is gone, I would be coming to y on my way back when I want to find what y is when I found x. But for the time being, all I have to do is x plus 4x, it would be 5x, plus 3z equal 14. 3x minus 2x would be x equal 1. Okay, so I already found from here x. I just lucky it doesn't contain z, or it's just simple. So by the way, I already know the answer. X equal 1. For 1 is my unknowns. And then I put it here. And I put it here, I put 5 multiplied by 1 plus 3z equal 14. 5 goes there. It would be 3z equal 14 minus 5. Sign has to be changed. This leads to 3z equal 9. And this leads to z equals 3. Because I can throw 3 in the bottom. Let's do it slowly. I send z equals 9 divided over 3. And that means that z equals 3. And that's good. I know now that z equals 3. By the way, if I look here from where I started, we're not supposed to know it, but I know that I so far doing everything right. So I came to this solution, right? Fantastic. So I take this away. I know x, I know z, and now I have to find to the formula. I look, oh, I already had y. So I put z here. I put y equal 2x. No z, only x, and I say y equal 2. And this is my solution. And it miraculously matches those numbers, right? But I want you now to practice yourself with this thing the way you want. To practice, like, rewatch this video. Rewatch it again and again, and then start making your own fun. For example, say 2x plus 3y minus z equal, I don't know what it will be. Then say 2x minus y plus 5z. I am taking it just straight from my head. And then put the third equation. And this equation may be 3x plus 3y minus 4z equals. And now, not necessarily those numbers. Make x equal 0, y equal 1, and z equal, I don't know, minus 1. So, I'm just now inventing the system of 3 equations with those solutions for your practice, and you can do it yourself. It may be anything else. So, in order to this to be true, it should be 2 multiplied by 0 plus 3 multiplied by 1 minus 1. And what it is? 0 plus 3 plus 1 equal 4. So this would be 4. So if I put those 3 numbers in this equation, this is the solution, and this would be valid. Once again, 2 becomes 0, 3 becomes 3, minus becomes 4. So this is the root of this equation. This is the solution. Likewise, I want to put here 2 multiplied by 0 minus 1 plus 5 multiplied by minus 1. What it is? 0 minus 1 minus 5 minus 6. I put it here, and again, those 3 would be the solution of this equation. Okay, now the last one, it would be 3. In order to satisfy this equation, 3 multiplied by 0 plus 3 multiplied by 1 minus 4 multiplied by minus 1. It would be 0, 3 plus 4 equals 7. So, in order this to be the solution of this system, those have to be here. Right side has to be here. So now, pretend that you forget about this solution. You don't know it. Just close it. And now start solving as if the teacher presented you this system. You already know the solution, of course, but pretend that you don't know and try to find out how you will do. And solution is, the method is very simple. So decide which one of those x, y, z unknown you would find out from here. I argue that it's easiest to find z because it's alone, you don't have to do anything. Send it or leave it there, minus z equal 4, and send those two to another side, changing sign. And then multiply by 1, minus 1, and it would be minus 4, right? Plus 2x, plus 3y, and you know z, or you know z. And now plug this here, and you will have system of two equations, and it would become 2x, because it has nothing to do with z, minus y, plus 5, and here put minus 4 plus 2x plus 3y, boom, equals minus 6. Very nice. Then plug this into this. It becomes 3x, because it has nothing to do with z, plus 3y, so it stays as is, right? Minus 4, and instead of z, again type this, minus 4 plus 2x plus 3y equals 7. And so we have suddenly two systems with two equations with two unknowns. Unknowns is x and y. And all we have to do is a very simple accounting. Let me continue writing here, or I can write here. So I type 2x minus y as is, and then it would be 5 multiplied by minus 4, it would be minus 20, right? 5 multiplied by 2x, it would be 10x, if I am not mistaken. 5 multiplied by 3y, 5 multiplied would be 15y. 15y equals minus 6. See how I write equation, and I don't write equal sign again. This equation, it's not a transformation. I transform as I write down. Now here, 3x plus 3y, the second one. 3x minus 4 by minus 4, it would be plus 16, right? Minus 4 by 2, it would be minus 8x. Minus 4 and minus 4 by minus 3 would be minus 12. 12y, and this is equal 7. Right? So now it is those two exactly like those two. So I transform this and wrote it here. I transform this and wrote it here. Okay, so now we have to do accounting. 2x and 10x, it would be 12x, right? 12x. And we have 15 minus, it would be minus 14y. And we have minus 20 and minus 6, it would be minus 14, equal 0, right? And we have here 3x minus, it would be minus 5x, right? And minus 9y, right? And because it would be minus, and 16, it would be plus 9 equals 0. So basically, again, it's just exactly like this, only, okay, so 12x minus 14, it would be plus 14, why I put minus, I don't know. So basically, two equations, two unknown, and we get rid of one, and this would be the same method. And for example, we can find from here that 12x equals, we send it to another side, we have 14 minus 14y. And we can divide it in 2, so it would be simpler, 7 minus 7y. And we can send 6 to the bottom, and we have x equals 7 minus 7y over 6, right? And now we have to plug this into this, and we will have only one equation against y, because there would be nothing else. So let's do that. We type minus, let's put it here because not enough space. So I'm putting x here, it would be minus 5, 7 minus 7y divided over 6, right? Minus 9y, right? Plus 9 equals 0. And this is one equation with one unknown. Unknown is y because we get rid of this, here we get rid of x. So, to make it more simple, let's write minus 5 multiply 7 minus 7y and multiply everything by 6. So this 6 would be gone and this would become minus 6 by 9 would be 54y plus 6 by 9 would be 54 equals 0. Very nice. So let's multiply minus 5, it would be minus 35 plus 35y, and this would be, I forgot to write 54y, plus minus 54y plus 54 equals 0. So let's put everything with y on one side, everything with y on another. 35y, or let's write it 35y, this minus 54y, this equals. And let's send to another side. This becomes plus 35 and this becomes minus 54. 35 apples minus 54, it should be 19, right? So we have minus 19y, and here is the same, minus 19. And we have y equal 1. Very nice. By the way, we know that this is the correct solution. We know that this is the correct solution. We found the solution of those three unknowns, three equations with three unknowns. Now, we plug this I, we go back, we meet x. Okay, so we put x equal 7 minus 7 by 1, 6, 7 minus 7 over 6 equals 0. So we now know x. So we go back. Oh, this is z. We type z equals minus 4 plus 0, because this is 0, and 3 is 1, plus 3, and we have minus 4 plus 3 equal minus 1. And so we have the correct solution again. So I hope that I showed you not only the method how to solve the equations by substituting and reducing the number of equations, but I also showed you how you can create unlimited number of those systems for your practice. And you already know that they are correct, because those would be satisfying, those numbers will be satisfying every equation, making left side and right side equal to each other, no question. And then you can solve this equation, come to exactly these numbers, and everything, if everything matches, you made no mistake. If on some this transformation you will make a mistake, you will have different numbers, and then you have to find back where did you mistake. And if you do it, it would be very useful for you, because finding your own mistakes is the most challenging and the most rewarding things, because this enhances your level significantly. I hope this will help. This was helpful, and next time I will talk about another algebra things that are useful for the physics. Meantime, subscribe, bell, like, question, problem, and I see you next time.